That is all the information I have on how William Shakespeare was influential, so now I will be moving on to how William Shakespeare was inspirational. William Shakespeare had a way with words. In all of his plays he wrote with such a depth that helped him connect with the audience in a way that no writer had ever done before. The way he wrote used actual real-life circumstances that people could relate to. In his plays he had many underlying messages that inspired his audience and gave them hope. Here are some of his most inspiring phrases. Go wisely and slowly. Those who rush, stumble and fall. This quote is from the play Romeo and Juliet. This line tells people to take things slowly to have a better result. The time spent thinking about possible scenarios will more than likely have a better turnout in the future. Another great line is, strong reasons make strong actions. This quote means that it is better to have a strong rationale that is supported by data and experience, because they often have the best outcomes. It is proven in research that plans that have a strong foundation ultimately have a better outcome. William Shakespeare was not as educated as the rest of the writers of his time. William Shakespeare showed the world that you do not have to meet all of society's standards to do what you love. Shakespeare inspired writers to write, no matter their education level. He was a prime example of not following regulations, and it worked out pretty good for him. He became one of the greatest writers of all time. Finally, I will be moving on to how William Shakespeare was unique. During the 16th century most playwrights based their plays on either tragedies, histories, or comedies, but William Shakespeare was able to write fluently in all three genres. He was extremely diverse, and at times even mixed the genres together. William would get inspiration from about 3 different interesting sources and then he would merge the sources in a way that people would still enjoy. Then he would spread all the fascinating details throughout the play, so his audience would not lose interest. Shakespeare's writing style was very unique. He wrote in a way that applied to everyone no matter their race, gender, age or income. He was very observant and knew what mankind liked and did not like, so he used it to his advantage. Shakespeare wrote in a way that gave people insight to human nature and showed the real aspects of life. His writing style was one of the greatest things people admired him for. William Shakespeare through his lifetime has left a legacy of amazing things. After his death, Shakespeare left behind 38 well-written plays. His works are the most performed plays of all time. They are even still being performed today. Even though many people do not know, William Shakespeare is credited for coming up with many words and phrases we use today. Those words and phrases include, for goodness sake, heart of gold, kill with kindness, knock knock, who's there? Star-crossed lovers, wear my heart upon my sleeve, what's done is done, cold-hearted, eventful, fashionable, and many more. During his lifetime, he even managed to create a major theatre in London, England, called Globe. In the theatre, Globe, Shakespeare had his plays performed there and other acts of drama. Even today, the Globe is still open for business and many people from all around the world visit it in remembrance of Shakespeare. Without William Shakespeare's plays and poems I doubt that the standards of English literature would be as high as they are today. To most people, William Shakespeare is just a playwright that gave the world stunning plays and poems. But to me I see William Shakespeare as a man that will be remembered throughout history. In the famous words of Ben Jonson, William Shakespeare was not of an age, but of all time, and I would have to say that I agree. I believe it is truly amazing that one person can have such an impact on people for generations and generations to come. That is why I see William Shakespeare as a leader that left a legacy.
Created using Powtoon.